And we are live. Hey, Jamie.
Hello, hello, hello.
I always feel like I loved the old show Fantasy Island, and he was all like, "Smiles, everyone, smiles." And so I feel like right before we go live, I feel like that. Like, let's go. Here we go. I don't actually
So
say
I should do something like deplane, deplane,
that.
deplane. And then you go,
Yeah,
smiles, everybody.
smiles. Anyway, I always think of that anyway. But
That's how you think just before we go on?
It's a thought I have like right before we go on live.
I see, I see.
The island, and he was all like,
What,
"Smiles, everyone, smile!" Like right before we go on
What'd you
live.
do?
I
You?
see, I see. That does
The
look like,
island.
there we go. How's that?
I was like, "Is that you or me?"
Hello, Tony.
Plane. That's right. The
Deplane.
plane.
Great to see you here, Tony. I hope you
So
had a
great to
fantastic
see you.
weekend.
Thank you for joining us. So today we're talking about the power of inertia, and what's interesting is that what's
Well, opposed to-
interesting is that is there's a whole section of inertia when you take your personal training certification in the American Council on Exercise, because it's
Ooh.
actually physics, and with the laws of physics we can do more with physics. We can literally leverage ourselves with physics. And for instance, I should not, at 5 feet tall and 150 pounds, I shouldn't be able
100
to
how many pounds?
150. I shouldn't be able to throw a 75-pound or 100-pound bar over my head. But with physics, momentum, and inertia, I can. And so I pulled up the law of inertia earlier, and it's basically it's the tendency to do nothing or to remain unchanged, but the property of matter by which it continues in existing states of rest or uniform motion in a straight line, unless that state's changed by an external force. But once it's in motion, then it stays in motion. So the very hardest part is getting started. That first step.
Oh,
Yep.
you lost sound.
Am I here?
You're here now. The hardest part is the first step, and then that was it. But I saw
That
you.
is it. Well, that was it. That's it. The hardest part is the very first step.
That's it. That's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part. Once you get that step, then you get into inertia, and you can get that ball rolling and get moving more.
That's right. So we're here, folks, every week on Monday to support you in your journey for achieving more success. Amy and I have spoken and coached and worked with many different companies and many, many, many different people all around the world. And we want to share that knowledge and guidance and support and tips and tricks to help you achieve your goals as being a highly paid speaker, a successful speaker, how to sell from stage, and how to achieve whatever it is that you're looking to achieve. It doesn't just have to be restricted to that, because what we do know with the hundreds and thousands of conversations we've had over the last couple of decades is that if it's limiting in one area of your life, it's showing up in other areas of your life at a different percentage.
Exactly.
So if it's happening here, it's happening there, and you mightn't be aware that it's happening there. Yet we do care. And there's the wrap from me to you. Take it over, Amy. Give us something new.
And if you're coming in from any other platform than the Facebook group, we'd love to have you over here. So I'm going to go ahead and post that comment real quick. This is Jace Souter's group, and Jace Souter teaches an event called How to Sell from Stage, and he has a really awesome formula, and the formula is content. What's that?
I said he does. He does.
Oh, he does. Yeah. It's compelling content times dynamic delivery times you. And Jamie and I think the you is one of the most important pieces. Most people, they don't really know how to put a script together, and that's kind of important too, I guess. And then how to deliver that content compellingly to really grab an audience, because focus is one of the most important things. It's one of the hardest things to get from people.
Yeah, yeah. If you lose their focus, they're not hearing anything you're saying. Doesn't matter how great your script is. If they're disconnected, there's something that you are doing that's creating that disconnection. Now, the compelling content, absolutely, those words, the phrases, the combinations, because there are certain phrases and combinations that engage people, and certain techniques of structure that are more engaging and more creating a focus and more supporting. And there are certain phrases of technology, I mean, not technology, of communication and scripting that may seem very simple and common, yet can actually be removing people from paying attention. One of the things we see a lot of mistakes, a lot of speakers do right at the beginning is they say, "Hi, everybody, welcome." So, what do you want to get out of today? Let's just write down the board. What are you going to get out? And you're subconsciously telling them, get out, like they're in trouble. So, you're actually disconnecting them right at the beginning. So, that's where the compelling content is very important. The dynamic delivery. Doesn't matter how great the words are. You've heard those different reports that talk about the words are less important than how they're delivered. Some people say that it's 93%. Words only make up 7%, which isn't completely true. We can go with that at a different time because that's a misquoted study that was done when someone was in high emotional state, that the communication was more gesture and tonality than actually the words. So that study is not correctly quoted a lot of the time, because if communication was only 7% of the words, how do texts and emails work? You know, they still communicate. Yet compelling content plus the dynamic delivery, having words delivered in such a way that engages, stimulates, encourages people to hear more, to see more, the focus one is great. And of course, the third part, you, which is most important, because no matter where you go, there you are. So if everywhere you go, you have bad audiences, the common denominator is you. Or everywhere you go, people have arguments. The common denominator is you. So no matter where you go, that's where you are. And that's very important. And inertia is a powerful thing to understand, because basic physics, and object in motion, it's much easier to change or affect the direction and speed of something once it's in motion. Much the same as to you with your career, your speaks, your talks, whatever it is you want to achieve. The hardest part is getting started. The second hardest part is just keep going. There's a lot of things we can do to keep going. Well, let's talk about getting started. Anybody that's wanted to start something, you realize there's a lot of thought that goes into place, and a lot of that thought can be spinning the wheels. It's like having your car. Back for those who used to remember driving a manual. Oh, I remember driving a manual.
I drove a manual because, damn it, my daddy's daughter was going to know how to drive a stick. Thank you for that, too. I do appreciate that.
Well, I grew up in Australia, where I get many people asking me questions about Australia like they think it's a fictional country. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. I rode a horse to school, and then when I was old enough, I was allowed to drive a car. I was like, anyway, that's not true. I didn't ride a horse. I did grow up riding horses, yet I did not. I did round up cattle as well from in the back paddocks that haven't seen people for 5 years.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Let's get it started in here.
A good get going song. That's a great get going song.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And you'll find that there's a lot of people that talk about doing things, and they share a lot of knowledge. And people will often quote, "Knowledge is power." Who's heard that? Knowledge is power. I see it so often. Yet it's not so true. It's applied knowledge that is genuine power. Knowledge by itself is potential power, potential leverage, potential understanding. Applied knowledge is really where there is the power and the ability to change and shift. So, where is it that you're currently looking at your own goals and objectives and not taking action? You're waiting for one more thing to happen, or you're just going to check it a 53rd time just to make sure it's right. The you that thinks like that is slowing down the you that has these goals and dreams. So there's a personal internal conflict taking place. And there's an emotional state that comes from that. Sorry, go ahead, Ames.
No, exactly. It's slowing down the you that that is going to make a difference in the world. It's slowing down the you that is going to retire your husband from having to ever work again. Or,
ooh, I like that idea.
Right.
As soon as I retire, the number of cartoons I can watch is unlimited. It's got fantastic cartoons these days. Not when I grew up.
As if you don't watch them.
I don't watch all of them.
But it's slowing you down. That's the thing that's in your way, and it's like it's getting that started, getting that ball in motion. And if you're just sitting there and you're like, I don't know, I really want to do this, I want to be a speaker, I haven't unlocked the code. I've heard people go, I haven't figured it out, I haven't figured out the combination. I see all these other speakers, like they're just soaring and they're doing great, and I'm like, I can't figure it out. And the reality is that, number one, they have compelling content, they have a dynamic delivery, and they've worked on themselves, and that's why they're where they're at. And in order for you to get there, and you don't know a next step, do anything that you can think of, whether it's make a phone call, go to a networking event, practice some of your stuff, play with it, go to one of Jace's events, go to his next event. That's in November. Here, I'll put the link in the chat here.
All right. Absolutely. Go to one of Jace's next events. A lot of the time, and actually talking about Jace, let's talk about Jace. Jace always says, say yes and take a step. So when an opportunity comes up, say yes to that opportunity and take a step. Sometimes you can say yes and take a step. Mm-hmm. So the yes and part can work. So many people that I've seen have so much potential, and yet they're waiting for the stage to match their potential. That's not how you get there. Get on a stage that's below your potential and blow that stage out of the water. And then those audience members will see you and invite you to the bigger stage and the bigger stage.
Thank you. Someone said, I have to drop off earlier for a phone call. Love hearing you speak. Thank you so much. Thanks for dropping by. Also, if you guys want to dive deeper into something, one of the topics that we're talking about for yourself or your own business, and you're like, I really think working with Jace might be a next step for me, and I don't know what that might look like, and I don't want to wait until the event in November, then in that case, you can actually get on a call with us, and I'll pull that link for you too. So you can book a call with myself or Jamie, and we're happy to kind of deep dive and figure out where you're at and where you want to go. And
if you want really positive, direct, and knowledgeable information, then book with Amy. If you want some of that spattered in between a bunch of jokes, book a call with Jamie.
Yeah.
Amy does the here's the 5-minute what you need to know, and then Jamie does the half hour. Here's the 5 minutes of what you need to know. And did I tell you about the elephant that was riding a unicycle? Do you know why you don't find elephants in trees, Amy?
Why?
They're because of the camouflage.
What camouflage?
Well, there's a lot more to the joke, but we don't have time. You see, that's why it's important sometimes to get the whole story.
Weirdo. Anyway, here's the link. Here's the booking link. So
so if you absolutely,
that's
both
right.
of us are here to help you understand of what that may look like for you and how that can work for you, and to answer other elements or questions that may be going on where you're stuck with
Yeah,
trouble.
and what's it going to take to get you started? Where are you stuck? Where like identify where you're stuck. Like, and really identify where it is, because a lot of people are like, well, I'm stuck because I need to create my course. No, that's not where you're stuck. Dig deeper, because generally where you're really stuck, when it's like the pretty stuff like that, you're stuck at actually being able to make sales, actually
Yeah.
getting clients. You're stuck at bringing money in. That's where you're really stuck. So be honest with yourself on where you're really stuck, because
And us,
that's how you get unstuck. Right?
yeah, definitely ask yourself. And a good way to ask yourself is why. Ask yourself why. And then ask yourself why again. The asking yourself why at least 4 to 5 times will help you really look at what the problem is. Most of us originally start, and this has a lot to do with your midbrain and survival and everything. We look at the problems externally rather than our way of thinking, and that's a survival technique, because those ancestors of ours that were wandering around going looking for trouble outside of themselves saw the things that were potential life threats and got to pass on their genetics. Yet right now, where you are in your comfortable chair in your office space going, where's the problem? And we're thinking why, and we're looking for the problems externally. We want to change that and get down to where the problem is a personal element, because you can change the personal element. A lot of the time you can't see it, and that's where having a chat with a coach is great, or a mentor in that field that you're looking to achieve success in. So asking yourself why, and then why again, and getting down deeper into what's really my fear, or what's really my problem. And it's never something out there. It's something here that you can take and change and make a difference in within you, and all that changes. And there's a whole lot of elements in regards to how you only perceive your environment based on your beliefs. So if you believe that the problem's out there, you're going to constantly see the problem being out there. Yet if you do the 5 whys, come down and ask yourself, well, why is that a problem? Well, and then why is that a problem? And then you get down to, well, what do you really, really want, and how can we change that, and what can you do? Well, here we go. What happened? What do I want? What can I do? It's so basic, so simple, yet very powerful. And it only doesn't work when people don't take action. And
Don't
that's what we're talking about in inertia.
Don't start the inertia. It only happens when that. And somebody said, great, I'd love to talk to you. And I'd love to talk to you too. And for some reason, if you don't have the settings right for StreamYard, you come across as Facebook user. So I can't see what I can
see. That's Damien.
That's Damien. Great, Damien.
In Jace's How to Sell from Stage Facebook group.
Fabulous. I would love to chat with you. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
So DM Amy, is that how's the best way to do it? Or you've sent them a link?
I put the link in there.
Did you? I don't see that. I don't see the link in the Facebook group chat.
Why am I seeing a totally different? Am I in the right one? Let me go back in. Let me go.
for some other company.
I am not. There we go.
Where are you sending this information?
There we go. Book here. On the original, on the link, because like StreamYard creates the first link.
All right.
And so it was in the chat, but it was on the StreamYard link, not on the actual live link.
Okay.
That's how it goes. Okay, so there's the link you can book here. So you can book a call with me.
I see stuff now. That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is the I was wondering how you were seeing who it was. I was like, how did he see Tawny? Excellent, Damien. I'd love to chat with you. Okay, and this is for the November ticket. You can
So
upgrade.
folks, in the chat there, and if you're not watching this live and you're like, oh, I missed out, I'd really like to, grab that link under Amy's name there, says book here, and you'll be able to book a chitty chat with either Amy or myself. And then underneath that, for anybody who hasn't yet got a ticket for the November event, you can grab a free ticket there. And there's an opportunity. I think we've got a discount code and you can upgrade to the VIP. Now, VIP comes with some action steps that you can take straight away. There's some trainings in there for you that are bonuses that Jace is giving. That's hundreds of dollars, maybe even $1,000, $2,000 worth of stuff. There's a couple of $1,000 worth of bonuses there.
It's
and we've
really
got
good.
Amy's got a discount through that link that will let you get it for
in fact, here, let me just show you. I'll just show you how easy it is to
oh yeah, why don't you give them a quick buzz? Show us how quickly and easily that can be done. And this is one of the things about taking action, where something's come up and there's a little impulse, there's a little thought that's stimulated from the heart, from the soul, from the brain. They kind of go, ooh. And then conscious brain jumps in front and goes, well, you wouldn't want to do that because blah, blah, blah. And you talk yourself out of opportunities. Learn to listen to that intuition, that little intuition that goes, hey,
you should maybe do something.
And much like when I used to go hiking in the wilderness in Australia, I discovered so many amazing things because I took the path. Standing at the beginning of the hiking trail, looking down the path, it goes, well, it doesn't seem to go very far and there's just a few trees. Yet it wasn't until you went further down that path that you got past that big tree and the hiking trail took a turn to the left, and then you saw more amazing things, and then you got to a waterfall. You have to start down the journey to have different options. Sitting back here and not taking any action whatsoever stops you from having any of those potentials that are further on down the path. And you can always get down there and go, oh, this is a different path over here that I didn't even know existed. Yet it's an opportunity that you can build from and lead from.
Exactly. So to grab your ticket, all you're going to do is go to this website here, that link that I just put, it says purchase ticket here. And then I've got the code SFS97 there for you to copy, but just hit this green button here, grab your ticket. You can scroll down and read through this if you want as well. There's a lot of really good information. Actually, I'll read real quick to you. When you join How to Sell from Stage, the virtual event, you'll get a strategic and proven method to help you become a great presenter who's compelling, knows body movement, and delivers with passion. And it's really important to know what you're doing. People get awkward with their hands or get awkward with the microphone. And there's all kinds of ways that we could flub it up and turn off a promoter, turn off a stage that we could potentially get onto. A great presenter has a strategy in the presentation, scripts for success, and speaks to the subconscious of the audience. A great presenter that's of service, tells stories that touch the heart, evokes emotion, and inspires the audience. Anyway, you can check it out. So just click the green button, grab your ticket here. Right here, you're going to fill your name. You can see I've already done this. You can put who referred you, Amy Honey. And then just click I agree right there. And you click get my ticket. This gives you a free ticket. Okay, you've already got the free ticket. Once again, the discount code is right here. So it's right here. All you're going to do is copy that discount code that's right here and paste it here and hit that. And that's going to drop it down to $97. You're going to get dynamic delivery intensive. Yeah, there's like $2,500 worth of stuff here. $1 million language, make great videos, high ticket offers, and VIP only sessions. So it's really fun. It's really it's a great 3 days. Super fun.
It is. It's a great thing. And Amy and I'll be there, so you get the chance to hang out with us as well. And it's virtual. It's online. So
oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't, if you're concerned about where it is.
You don't have to travel somewhere.
So this is one of the biggest things we want to look at you today, is being aware where you're stopping yourself because you're not in motion. Get out and get in motion. one of the things that you can do, 100% of the people here can do, and that is get outside and go for a walk. Or if you can't get outside and go for a walk, go for a walk inside. When you actually move the body, and if I was in a wheelchair for many, many months when I was a child, so even in the wheelchair, just roll around the one lap, and because as different stimuli, as you move, your brain automatically looks left and right. Your eyes quickly flicker left and right, and this is a reprogramming technique of what is that? What is that? Where your eyes go back and forth? Rapid eye. Yeah, EMDR. It's part of the brain actually does that when you're moving, when you're walking. So you stimulate the environment. So while you're thinking, how can I achieve XYZ while you're walking, your brain is being reprogrammed to give you those solutions, give you those answers. Or what can I do next? So be very conscious of the phrases that you use for yourself when you're out and about, when you're walking. If your commentary that you're giving yourself is negative aligned, or you're complaining to yourself about a problem, you're going to create more of that as a potential reality for you. You're going to stimulate a chemical change in your body connected to the negative. Use this system for the positive.
Exactly.
Great, Deanna. I'm glad we were able to share that with you. Just the very act of getting out and moving the body. As Amy used to, as Amy still says, but I heard it the very first time I met her. She goes, any movement is improvement. Any movement is improvement.
Absolutely. And they say it through Silver Sneakers, because I was certified in senior fitness like years before I ever got close to senior here. And they would say, move it or lose it, because you atrophy. If you don't move your body atrophies. And, it's like, I'm like, pick your pain. You're going to either be sore because you didn't move from inaction, or you're going to be sore because you moved a little. And the sore because you moved a little pain is much easier to deal with and feels a lot better than the achy, my joints hurt pain. So,
I mean, I used to be a lecturer at the Gold Coast Film Academy, and I used to create shows or come up with ideas for Universal Studios Japan and the Street Entertainment, as well as Warner Brothers Movie World. And when I was stumped, or I was like, we have this thing that we want to do, or I have this show, or I want to create this thing, or I have this lecture that I need to teach and I don't know what to do, just sitting thinking about it never really changed it. I would go for a walk, just a little bit of a stroll. And then as your body's in that motion, all of a sudden ideas start to pop in.
Yeah.
And you free yourself up because you're actually doing something. And the scenario I like to share with people, imagine someone who goes, oh, I'm going to move house. Will you help me? Will you help me? Will you help me? And people go, oh, yeah, okay, oh, yeah. But then when someone's go, hey, I'm moving house today. I've got a truck to book. I need some help. I'm picking up the couch. You will step in to help someone that's doing something rather than someone just talking about doing something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And yeah, that's really, really a good point. Yeah, people are more apt to help you if you're in motion.
Yeah.
And
and that's the universe as well.
All of a sudden the universe starts supporting you. And it's like, wow, that's crazy. It's awesome. Cool. Well, man, we've taken up so much of your time. So true. Motion creates emotion. Ooh, yes. Motion creates emotion. It makes synapses snap. Exactly. Your synapse
energy in motion.
Yeah.
Emotion.
Yeah. Energy.
So thanks very much, everyone, for hanging out with us. We'll see you next Monday this time. Oh, I'm talking over you. Go.
I was just saying that, which is a whole other talk. Like we could go so deep into that emotion in motion. Thank you so much, guys. We're always honored to spend time with you. Go ahead, Jamie. Close us out.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you go.
You.
Yeah, so folks, if you weren't here with us and you're watching this a little bit later, if you want to, and you have and you're interested in what all this may look at, the booking line there to have a chat with Amy or myself is there.
It's in the chat.
As well as when you're out and about today, there's something you can do to make the world a better place. It's very simple. It's a simple little thing as smiling. The smile changes your chemical chemistry, reduces the cortisol, increases the serotonin, as well as anybody you smile at or anybody that observes you smiling at someone else. So that's a beautiful thing. So when you're out and about today, smile at a stranger. And if you're adventurous, give them a little wink.